This arrangement technique changed my life and it will change your life as well. You can use it pretty much for any EDM kind of genre, whether you are making techno, tech house. I make tech house myself. This is the genre where I find it to be the most useful. But however, I promise if you learn this technique, it will be so much easier for you to finish your arrangements and overall make more music faster. Let me show you 2 tracks. Yo, wait, this is just the bass line, right? And that's really the key. Before you're gonna apply this technique, you're just gonna have your bass line ready. But after applying this technique, this is how your track will sound like. Check this out. So the key to this technique is that all the instruments that you just heard in the arrangement, all those sounds, all those melodies I made from the notes that I took from my bass line. And again, this is the method that I call the bass foundation method. So we're gonna talk about that in this video. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Vlad and I create superstar music producers. If you're interested in coaching and you want to work with me on your music, all the links are going to be down below. And just a quick announcement for you guys, I am preparing a very big launch in the beginning of April. It's going to be a group coaching thing. It's going to be really amazing. And because of that, I'm going to be increasing my prices for my one-on-ones. And currently I have 2 spots, just 2 spots left because my time is pretty limited right now. So if you want to still work with me one-on-one and not in group coaching setting, make sure to book a call because the spots are limited. My time is becoming limited with all the YouTube videos, all the coaching calls that I do with my clients. So again, all the links are down below. Let's get started with the video. So as usual, we're going to start with my beautiful presentation. Here's something that I prepared for you. So the bassline foundation formula, what is it about? Basically, just to illustrate this for you, bassline is going to be the foundation for all the melodic sounds. I'm talking about the notes specifically. It doesn't mean that you cannot use different notes rather than the bassline, but just for the beginning, it's going to be a lot easier if you simply copy the notes from your bassline and then use them to create some melodies, maybe create bass layers. So what I usually start with is going to be the bass and some of the bass layers, right? I call this the accent layering. And if you watch a couple from my previous videos, I talked a lot about how to layer accents and how to understand what elements create the groove and this sort of pulsation in the track. So make sure you watch my older videos. But to go back to this, we'll take the bass line and I would usually start with bass layers, right? So if I go back to Ableton and I show you this, this is how it's gonna look like. So we have the main bass line. Let me show you. Yeah, I think we can take, let's say this part is pretty good, right? We'll take the bass line from here. And this is just the bass line without the bass layers, right? So pretty simple, kind of cool, you know, nothing really special. You can see the notes here. I'll just solo the bass. So what we're gonna start doing now is we're gonna start finding the right accents for the bass line. So what I would usually do is I would accentuate the first bass hit or the first bass note. That could be like the impact note again. So if you look at the presentation, I would have the impact note right at the beginning of my bass line, right? So something like this, that I would call the impact note. And in this case, it sounds like this. Kind of simple, you know, really cool. I like that a lot. Then the next bass is going to be the green one. So this is more like a little filler sound, and you can accentuate different notes. So I like this section of the bass, right? So instead of just using, plain bass here, just the bass without anything, we could spice it up a little bit with some additional bass lines. So like this. And it's a mixture between the bass sound and the lead sound, but it's still like I would consider the sound being more bassy, right? And then again, use the same formula, copy the notes, and then see where it sounds the best, right? Where you can land those new bass lines. And there's no right or wrong. I just usually try. If it sounds good, it sounds good, right? If not, then I'm just gonna keep trying until I find something that sounds good, right? So the next bass line here that you can see is going to be this one. This is more like a filler, spacey, kind of like atmospheric bass line. So in this case, like for this track, I just used 3 layers. So already just by using those layers alone with the bass line, it's already sounding pretty damn good. And you can play with that, right? You can add as many as you want, but my number one advice to you is just keep it simple. Simplicity is really the key. Don't overdo it, because that's going to be a little bit too much. So try to keep the balance here. Okay, that's going to be the first step of this bassline foundation formula. Now, the second step is going to be the lead sound. So, right, usually that's going to be the main layer. So you can also see where we're using the same rhythm and notes from the bass, right? So here, again, just by illustrating this here, we are trying to copy the notes from the bass line. So now just don't overthink it, just simply copy, and then you can start tweaking that. So let's take the main lead sound, and again, I'm using the same notes from the bass line. It's literally the same notes, right? So this is the main lead sound. And already it's sounding pretty dope, right? And then you can see I do actually have a couple more layers, like multiple ones. We will cover that as well. But again, it's so simple that I don't think I really need to explain more than I do right now, because that's pretty much it. You take the bass line, copy the notes, and you're gonna have a freaking good track. Like, trust me, if you make a good bass line, then you can pretty much just build whole track around that bass line, right? So again, look at the diagram. This is the first lead sound. And then we're just gonna keep going, right? Keep going until you feel like the track is full. In the context of my track, I feel like the track is already pretty good. So for example here, this is the green one. So let's imagine that the yellow one is gonna be the main layer for the bass line, and the green one is gonna be one additional one. So you can keep adding more accents and layers until you feel like the track is full. But don't do it too much. Minimalism is the key. Keep it simple. That's really the number one thing when it comes to writing electronic dance music, right? So for example, I'm gonna solo this one, and just listen to this one. Those two sounds are really similar, but when you stack them on top of each other, they give a little bit more energy to the track, right? And then again, it's just really all about accentuation. It's really all about emphasizing specific parts of the melody, of the bass, what have you, right? So it doesn't really matter what you have. If I mute this one, like, it's already pretty good. Like, I like it. It's already pretty good. But in this case, it makes it even cooler, right? So let's keep breaking down. The arrangement. So the next step is going to be more sounds, right? So again, this is the same illustration. So you can keep adding more and more. So here is just like, I tried to visually represent how this formula would look like in a real arrangement, right? So let's go back to the project, and I'm just going to show you, without the main lead sound, gonna show you a couple of other sounds here as well. So for example, we do have this sound, which is basically just some sort of a plug sound for more atmosphere. It's like a call and response, call and response. You want to master this concept in music. That's really important, right? So for example, let's go and take a listen to the next one. So it's a call between the bass layer, right? Which is gonna be this one. Check this out. It's gonna be this one. So this is the call and this is the response, right? So it's really important to arrange your sounds in the way that they have a dialogue in between, because just by adding more layers to the song, you're not gonna make it better and it's not gonna sound like really good. It's also important to understand the context, how to do it, when to do it, and how to do it in the right way. So let me show you two more, I think two or three more sounds that we have here. Okay, that's another one. And sometimes you can stack different layers on top of each other. This is also a pretty cool thing to add more power to your tracks. In this case, this is the super saw kind of sound, right? So we can mute this one. Again, really simple, but by stacking two sounds on top of each other, we are getting something from each of them, right? So in this case, that's the super saw. The second one is more like a plug sound. And then there's another bass-like kind of synth here. And then I think I had just one more. Again, really, I think it's pretty much, could be the same sound. I mean, maybe not, I don't remember. But then again, just find the sounds that you like and then put them in the track and try to create a dialogue in between those sounds. So that's the theory. That's the theory, right? So we have this really nice loop, but then like, yo, Vlad, what can I do with this? Like, what's the next step? I want to talk about how to use this technique on a macro level, right? So what we want to do here is look at this. I'm going to explain. Depending on the section of the track, like what's the part of the track we're just playing? Is it the intro? Is that the drop? Is that the break? Like what have you, right? So depending on that, we're going to use different layers. So I'm going to quickly walk you through my arrangement and then show you how I arranged my track with the vocal, with the drum. The drums are not really finished yet, but it's already enough for the demo here. But then again, theory is really simple. If you want to have less energy, use fewer layers for your synths, right? So that could be just like maybe the bass, maybe one lead sound, and keep adding until you get to the desired energy level, right? So for example, in the break here, again, I tried to visually represent like a real arrangement. Let's say we have like 5 lead layers. So in the break, we're gonna have 5 lead layers, and that's going to give us a lot of power. That's going to give a lot of power to the track. Let's go back to the track and listen from the beginning. So see how I arranged the track. Let's take a look at the layers, and then that's going to be it. Again, really simple, but trust me, for me, that was a life-changing formula, life-changing technique. When I understood this, wow, like making it take hours is so easy with that. So yeah, let's take a look. You never want to talk about it. You never seem to wanna care. So I'm just gonna laugh about it. 'Cause nothing but our love was fair. So here is just the bass. I didn't yet add a lot of effects to this section, but it's usually gonna be really minimal. You don't want to overdo it. Again, straight to the point, kick, bass, maybe like vocal chops, maybe some melodic fills, but that's really simple. The next section is a little bit more interesting, right? So what we have here is going to be the bass. We have the bass layers, right? So those 3. And then I'm going to go one by one. And then we have the vocal. it's already good enough, right? Just with the vocal, just by getting the right vocal, you can do a lot to your arrangements. But in this case, again, I'm just adding just a few, right? Just a few layers here and there, and it's not even the main melody at this point, right? Again, so pay attention to how I am arranging the track. Everything that was before here, it's more like the preparation. So people anticipate what's going to come next, right? Again, it's nowhere close like a finished track, but it's already a good example to demonstrate the technique, right? So in this case, and again, it's like a dialogue between the vocal and the lead sound here. And then another one, I really like this sound. Just, you know, glues two parts, or like two sections of the track together, right? And then all you really have to do is plan where is going to be the most energetic part of the track and where do you have more like chilled ones. And then based on that, you're gonna arrange the track. But then again, if you have a good bass melody, all you really have to do is just take the best parts, lay a couple of synths, and that's it, right? So that's kind of it. And then again, you can see it's pretty much the same sound, right? So this one, I like this one a lot. And then again, I'm reusing the same formula. I'm just using the bass melody here. And all I do So that's going to be the whole theory, the whole formula. That's going to be it. Again, you have to practice. I give you all the tools now, guys. So just practice. Have fun. Don't overthink it. Be critical. Does it sound good? If good, then just keep it. And then again, my number one advice to you is going to be keep it simple. Really, keep it simple. You can see I don't have a lot of tracks. I had like channels in this track, and because of that, it's going to be really easy to mix. It's really easy to arrange, and so on. So that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and if you need help with your music, also feel free to book a call. I would love to chat, and I would love to help you with your music. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you in the next one.